So just hit 6,000 subscribers, thank you all. So I figured I'd do some, maybe do some good old-fashioned research for my next video and see what's trending about San Francisco. Okay.
San Francisco is dying. Chaos by the end of San Francisco. San Francisco exit plan. Leaving San Francisco. American dystopias. San Francisco.
Am I just being delusional? Like, maybe the city really is a dump and I'm like in a shallow Hal situation where I only see its inner beauty, when in reality I'm walking across feces-lined streets, having my life ruined by tech bros and constantly getting my car broken into? Nah. So here's the thing, San Francisco is a great city. It's the only one I've ever known and most likely the one that I'll live out the rest of my days in. But we all know that not everyone happens to see it that way. Everyone and their mom has a reason for why the city is falling apart. Yes, I am well aware that this thing has been going on for decades, but now we can complain from the comfort of our own phones. All you have to do is load up the Nextdoor app. Sorry, gag reflex. Which is why, in the face of all the not so positive things about the city lately, this is going to be my list of 5 of my favorite things about San Francisco. This may end up being the most important video I ever make, probably because it'll be the one that'll show up alongside all the clickbait videos, so I better make it good. Okay, number 1. Yes. San Francisco has probably one of the best selection and flat out variety of food options you could ever ask for. Every single neighborhood brings its own unique flavor. You want good coffee? You can find it right here. You want dim sum? There's plenty of places for that. Mission style burritos? Right here. Fresh seafood? Come on, it's everywhere. The breadth of choices is pretty overwhelming at times, but I think that's why I like it so much. The city supplies each and every one of us with restaurants, cafes, food trucks, and hundreds of other incredible culinary experiences. And if you're trying to figure out how our food made it to this point in the first place, I would argue it's mostly because of our diversity. San Francisco is a minority-majority city, meaning that the minorities combined make up over 50% of the population. I mean, just look at this beautiful map. But that kind of diversity influences way more than just what we eat. It flows into every single part of the city's culture. It shapes our communities, our social structures, our architecture. It affects what we celebrate and how we celebrate them. And hopefully it helps us to determine what to preserve for future generations. I would say diversity is one of the biggest things that makes San Francisco the living, breathing work of art that it is. And no matter who you are, if you're here, you're part of it. Never forget that. Okay, no segue here, just straight into number 3, the views. We are so incredibly lucky to live in a city that gives us such immaculate views. I've visited plenty of places where it's just a completely flat piece of land, where looking out from the city center is just kind of, it's a little boring. San Francisco, on the other hand, has some of the steepest drivable streets in the world, and we should climb our hills valiantly and take in our views proudly, because when you reach the top of Twin Peaks or Tank Hill or the Moraga Steps or Telegraph Hill or Potrero Hill or any of the other dozens of high-reaching vistas, there's this warm, fuzzy feeling that you get. And I'm not just talking about the lactic acid buildup in your legs. I'm talking about a feeling of fortune, knowing that there's no other city in the world quite like the one you're living in. Now, I've stated this again and again in my videos, but I guess I gotta repeat myself because I absolutely love how small San Francisco is. I would say we're pretty fortunate to live in a city that's enclosed by water on 3 sides, where everything can be reached by riding a couple buses or driving no more than half an hour across town. I mean, if you're willing to say that you'd rather spend hours commuting between the suburbs and downtown, or be stuck in the bumper-to-bumper traffic of a warmer Southern California city that shall remain nameless, by all means, go ahead. Meanwhile, I'll be walking to my local coffee shop, after which I'll cross the street and get a banh mi. Maybe I'll walk a few blocks down to the nursery to check out some plants. And hey, if I'm feeling adventurous, I'll ride my bike 10 minutes to the ocean. Try doing that in LA. Okay, time for the last one. What is my favorite thing about San Francisco? Well, it's gotta be the people. Okay, I'm preaching to the choir. So what? You know it's true. What makes San Francisco great, and what has made San Francisco great for years and years and years, is and has always been the people that live here. Because you could be from anywhere, absolutely anywhere in the world, and still feel comfortable making San Francisco your home. The wildest ideas, the grooviest hippies, the thickest accents, anything you could throw at it, anything, SF will accept it all. It will mix it into a giant pot and ladle out a bowl filled with flavors melded from every walk of life. Because I think a city is only as good as the people that live in it, and no group of people is no more deserving of this city than San Franciscans. So there, I did it. I made another list video. But really, I think there's no other way to push back against all the negativity surrounding the city these days than to stick a flower in a rifle. So that's all the ammo that I've got right now, but if you have something that you love about the city, please put it into the comments below. And if you want to support this channel, you don't need to leave a nasty remark. You can instead consider subscribing or simply leave a like on this video, because I would love you for that. Thank you guys for watching this video. Enjoy the city. Don't let anyone tell you that you shouldn't. And I'll see you at the next spot.